for a mama papa by then you reshi Jumedian so. The olden days now about the old feel now.
Say if you be Gina, it's no basso.
As I say, I drew for they are in the working world.
About 52% of Ghana's population is in BCFO, and therefore we decide.
I was very excited when in the election, at least we had 2 women who were going in for the presidential.
Yeah. Before we been there, because politics is a dirty game.
I mean, no, the politics or in Yamisun. They are preaching the gospel according to our manifesto.
I don't want to say that women we are our own enemies.
I don't want us to even subscribe to it. I would say that most of the times a man is instigating a man against a man.
We as women, we need to make it so public. Some of the things that we do for ourselves. Let people know that we are our helpers.
Through no omu saying a foul woman. Then can be man a cosa we uncle be a one.
You shall say be a Juma to me.
Though sometimes we can exaggerate on our rules. I don't know why we do that, but well, we do.
Benma Bakumi will be pet out of me that day. Or back grumble 24/7.
The woman is an octopus.
You know that. Oh, my octopus.
If you want your crown, I want to taste you. I know I ban this Anna. We do sometimes I'll be called us and chain man. No fun is and no crown
It's not about the conflict, it's about how you resolve it. And then there are something about me.
When issues pops up, na my kasa bebre, yepe kasa do.
Then I wouldn't ask Mamma share, Mamma tea. Yammy, I do my next weekend, so you'll be saying Asia. Good evening to you all. And then so Yatinase, she team Natinase, and it's a Tuesday, and we are coming to you live from Ocean One TV studios, Itre, Elmina, Central Region. And then so Yatinase, you know that as usual, all our topics we say are very interesting, very educative. And today we want to talk about parenting. Minim say bimu bebre, omu nim say a Global Parents Day. Global Parents Day. Intina yepese yakasafa parents who eneno. And we have parents in the house, great parents who are well versed in whatever they are doing in their profession, and then if you so omo training and now omo tete in the way of God. So they are here with us today. Omo joining with on the discussion. Parenting, a call or a must. Parenting, so your parents, I say who say a ofre juma and a warrior and I say a yenshesa or say we are parents, it's also your parent. We need to get the understanding about the two. Now ya to me at parenting na see. Now they at nasa dear I say ya die aboa for us your partners. We always want to say a big thank you to Gem Beauty Care for your makeup. Every Tuesday, Mama, you're looking very beautiful. And I always tell you, say, what event be you can just call them. Baby, our Ghana Hebia International na yoko. Just call Gem Beauty Care on 02077922101. 02077922101. Samson of Fortune Jesus. They always give us snacks. Set no so. And if you need the local drinks and snacks, the very local set, and now they are your events be now to me after Fortune Juices on 0244508818. Samson a Wellsbeck trendy cut fashion. We always tell you, say, you here and say what fabric akwa to home. Baby, I walk on can or better style, come. Now, what they are called. Until we hear Wellsbeck for a mama pam or style some out for any occasion. You can call them on 0247 565530. 0247565530. We also want to recommend Coconut Grove Beach Resort at the mall. If you need any place to relax, vacation, be with the family or with your spouse, and now why a wedding no baby I'll honeymoon papa. You just have to reach out to Coconut Grove Beach Resort. Over to me after on 0263 000 690. 0263 000 690. You can see me beautifully clothed in GTP. And debia yetina ha yaka se wo pe ntoma papa bia wo sia enfedi. Ntoma omu designs eye unique. Ntoma omu designs no edemu sronko. Very, very unique. Very different colors. I mean, so many colors are standing out. at any place you go, we recommend GTP New Style to you. You see, GTP is timeless, it is ageless, and limitless. We here to ma me say, ko nakoto GTP New Style, papa for your dressing. Ye pese ye try ho ye ba na ye de yenkomo no ahyehye so. Menko baby a. It was for a mama papa by Nenumreshi Jumedian so. The olden days now about the few now.
Say if you be Gina, it's no basso.
As I say, I know I could do for they are in the working world.
About 52% of Ghana's population is in BCAFO, and therefore we decide.
I was very excited when in the election, at least we had 2 women who were going in for the presidential.
Before we been there, because politics is a dirty game.
I mean, there politics or enyamisom. They are preaching the gospel according to our manifesto.
I don't want to say that women we are our own enemies.
I don't want us to even subscribe to it. I would say that most of the times a member na instigating a man against a man.
We as women, we need to make it so public. Some of the things that we do for ourselves. Let people know that we are our helpers.
Semba eko through no omu fanyin say e fa wo mu. Nka mbema na kosa we anka obi abewo wa.
You should say be adwuma yetumi.
Though sometimes we can exaggerate on our rules. I don't know why we do that, but well, we do.
Bema bakumi will be pet out of me that day. Or back grumble 24/7.
The woman is an octopus.
You know that oh, my octopus.
Ebi mu nyim kra na mu nti taste bi o. Nti no e ba ne sa na oduane na sometimes obekọ na sanchi ni mu a na ofa ne sa. Eno kra na yero hu na di ni.
It's not about the conflict, it's about how you resolve it. And then they are something about me.
When issues pops up, na my kasa bebre, ye pe kasa do.
They da mu nyina mo am share ye, mo am tie ye. Nyame ya aduma next week nso, ye be saying Asia. Yes, also Emma Aqua, but to say American before we went on the break, no. Yes, and your topic is about parenting. Parenting. I'm sure Mokai said some few weeks ago we talked about nurturing the child. And yet na se kan say ye wo ntete ye ayede ma nkwala. Ni nyina ka parenting no nti na ye say you follow up with parenting. And especially because and an internationally celebrated day for parents. You see a global parents day. 1st June bia a global day of parents. Intene ye say ye share ejuma parents parenting den, and then is it a call nyame frɛ ana nyame som ana say nhye say o say nipa parents. And no discussion am na ye say and we have in the studios no I'll let them do their introduction because I'm a profile nurse. But they are not guests in the studio, if I should say, because I'm a she team no ho. Inti no ma be srayen, no pese omuni yen etwetwe sa enkomo. Inti me waste time me pese me introduce me guests in the studio. I'll leave the floor for them to do their own introduction. We have just one man in our midst. Inti you best start here free papa ho. Now I share who he is. Now for the next person also. All right. Any connection I don't want him.
Thank you very much for having me, Shana.
You're welcome.
My name is Salifu Bawa. I'm a public health physician at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. I'm also a pastor at Calvary Charismatic Center, Eagles Temple, Cape Coast. So I'm married to her, and we have 3 boys.
Okay. Next person.
What's your friend Mary Ama Bawa? I'm a broadcast journalist for ATLFM, University of Cape Coast.
You're all welcome.
Thank you.
So we have Dr. Bawa in the house with his wife, Mrs. Bawa. Inti parents na ni yenyom wahano. They are going to help us in our discussion. Doc, Ama, we are saying that parenting. You say a call and a must. You inform say your friend parents and your friend pastor into the house because you say you share the Christian aspect of parent nti ye bisa say a call and I say a must nti first of all obi be bisa say parent na they say yet dia ye kan ho ase ye ansa na ya to aye nkomodi no so nti dog.
So first of all, let's find out who a parent is.
Actually to me am macho voice America.
Okay, so who a parent is.
Okay.
A parent is somebody who brings forth. That's one aspect of the definition.
Okay.
The other aspect is that it's somebody who brings up someone. So it is possible that you have not brought forth, but you bring up someone.
Okay.
Okay, so both of them are parents.
Okay.
So parenting then is the act of bringing forth and taking care of somebody and bringing the person up.
Okay.
So that is what parenting.
Okay, so intimate was say anache say enye obi a wa wo keke na to me a parent, but obi a or hwe obi no.
Yeah.
It's me a parent. Ama, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I of course the addition to be made is when somebody positions himself or herself in the stead of a mother or a father.
Okay.
And say Dr. Bawa Ken no chedo obi a wa wo bi no teten another obi o teten obi.
Okay.
Nto botuma bande nyimpa na eteten no ofi wan kasa wo mu no be o ye wo ba.
Okay.
Ereteten ebi so eje no wo kwan bi do dada eje ne fi na wo ho another akwantuma na mo no e opportunity bi a no ohia dey obenyo eja another na ma wa teten.
Okay.
Nti irritating obi ma wa fa usuban another one nanto kwan bi o se da one nanto mun ono nya wo fun
nti mun na waka de ba ko se nya obi a wa wo keke but to me efa obi ehwe no because we hear guidance be in a certain way as I say ya parent na say call and ama say ka say bibi ye calling na mean starting free doc because you're a pastor and so you can say bibi ye calling na how do we understand that?
Okay, so there are two ways to define a call. Okay. A call simple means an invitation.
Okay.
When you have an invitation to do something, it's a call. A call is also a vocation, a divine vocation. Okay, so it means that God gives grace for you to carry a certain work or exercise, and it is not something that you volunteer. God calls you, then you have to make a choice whether to obey God's call or not.
Okay.
So a call is an invitation or a divine vocation. Yeah.
Invitation or vocation. Vocation dem you say ejuma.
Yes. So but that's why the word qualifying is divine.
Okay.
It means that God has placed upon you a certain responsibility to do what you have been asked to do. Okay, so that gives it a certain weight beyond just a vocation. Because if you understand that your maker is God, the one to whom you answer is God, and at a point you will give account of whatever you have been entrusted with. So then it informs how you handle yourself with regards to what God has committed into your hands. Okay. Different from the vocation that you choose to do whatever you want. Okay. With the divine vocation, because it's from God, one, it has to be done in the God's way. Okay. And then you also have to be aware of the fact that eventually you account for what you have been entrusted
to. Yes, calling, you definitely account for it.
Yes,
your responsibility, your amount.
Yes.
Oh, say
no, you can't.
And I'll say invitations. Invitations mean say your friend open now. And I not just a call no open now, Beji. And
if I call you and I'm your boss, if you come, there's a reward for it. Okay. If you refuse, there's also something that you will pay for. Okay. Because if you say God, you usually call God our Lord, and the word Lord means master. Okay. And the master is been there to say that this person should do this other person should do this. So when the master assigns you, you would have to obey the call. But if you don't obey the call, it means you are rebelling. And that rebellion, there is a way God also will deal with it.
Amma, what do you think about this?
It's a yakade or ye ofre, another or ye insha, or ye being or Sunday ye trying the money, say a year na another yen for ye besia, another ye benin. Na say issue be na say it's a woman from a pui mupe. Wa ba ye inshe. Na inshe ni mununso or your friend. Yerka the inshe ni mununso or your fra. Dema Dr. Bauer can say yerka a caller. It is an invitation. Na invitation so no child more friend responsibility no way you mad also. Into parenting no. A better thing abofraba no oye dwuma mapa oye dwuma so biya osabosuma kotua osadada kotua ono ntina onye menkada brochi keke Ghana hampo so biya na edwuma ekwane nyi ho na so oto nsafro bi do mbobbo no hwe na moframa wotua na ka
Then you say if you for no mema no mututua e ma ne kana mba so tutua mema ne ka
wona sere kana anye ne na eti kakra Sunday say ye besia na say rehwamo from a wa adwuma na eri na ye benyin so na say rehwamo from a wa adwuma no eri nso che de adwuma no ye che
okay
na ye ye hanse hono mpoti mama ye nkọ kwa na sa no bi ahya so ke telephone na afre ye ntwen kakra na mom oye adwuma osede obiara obegya ato no de biara osemo osemo sende onye nkrata ya seita na apapa anade etwem Sere teta bofraba na senyime ntete no mo wodo okom na ebia wankasa wusuba no nkaka kakra wo kakra wankasa etiti nyimpa no sabi bronyi senya perfect na obiara nso nyi wo ye perfect na mom wusine to no mun se wudo wa ha mutwesin nti samebe tina bofraba ye obeyi anado emara no sore nda na meda nti mamenyim na meze bechen ibeti osande ebehwen ebetita abofraba na wankasa ebohu abofraba na behu de wumfanyina nti ehwa abofraba na ehu de abofraba na ye wumfanyina ehu de mfanyina onyefe abofraba na kyerɛ usu mɔte na se anje anhwe ye ya onam de ntete pan awonye binti na se obi rutu no bafo na se entum na antwe aso kakra na wo so ente bi na ekado o ma waze tetem na na muso meze tetem ba anada ho na wogumodun meze tetem ho na anhwe daache wo bozi ne bon o sando ye adwuma na adwuma bia nso Bible ama ya tas the train up a child in a way he should go until there is a way akwani bi wo ho a ya tetem from order wo fado set time of for na santiti ne yo ntum mfa da mkwan no do
okay
ma from wo we sabi wo wonye anada nyimpa wo we onya aboa aboa ze se gya ndo nko pedi ba nzo benya bi we di na wa aba nyimpan anhwa onye di ba nkoti na okodi okwaja afutu bi wo beebi oba ma wa achia nta abofra ba ne rinyi no ebe mu de ye onye mu mfanyi no rutwe nta obotuma banda wo nya ntetepa nanso adza bronyi fa ne discipline enhyedo etumi hye wo hodo na enyambia eze emda nyankofo onyankofo nyina na wo abotara wo tetemo from ono nhyeda wonye good parent
okay
ebi a wona nkasa de wo yinyi papa but adza wo fa na abotar na mbir na pincher na hye wo another discipline na wo tetemo from no the characteristics another subana keten wonye bi nti wonye bi no se de bia mafama ne refifi o ye honde nti so aba na na o che da wo parent na o ye master na aja atum de ma na ma kofa abotum do na mom de o ye call na o ye ofre no
ende wonye
ofre no age do
okay
na so enya no say ye chirma
okay
is betum zeti hadem
okay
if I may come in
sure.
you know when we were defining parent we said somebody who brings forth and then also somebody who brings up. So bringing forth is optional.
Okay.
You decide whether to have children or not.
Okay.
Within that, it's an optional thing you do. God will not judge you for not having children.
Okay.
before you have children, you have to ask yourself very salient questions, whether you are ready, whether you have the resources, you have the time to actually bring up the child the way God has designed that you should bring up the child.
Okay.
If you decide that for some reason I don't want to have children, to focus on some other responsibilities of life, there's no problem with that.
Okay.
And this has to be made clear because of the kind of culture we find ourselves in. When people marry, you see the family putting
so much pressure
on them that they should have children. But parenting itself, whether you have children or not, you may still be in a position to parent.
Okay.
Because somebody said every child is your child. So it is possible that you may not have brought forth, but then you still have a responsibility to, wherever you find yourself, to bring up the children or young ones.
But Doc, me know with this particular statement, this year, Ama, you've been, I mean, when you kakra, I'm sure you know how it used to be. Say, obiaba, they say, obiya, dia, ni mame, obi mame to me etiano. But like, it's not like that these days. Maybe I won't deal, but won't to be tian obi by in this generation. So in this case, how do you even parent? Probably you are even willing to teach the child a certain direction or way. But with the system now, it's quite impossible. I don't know, how do you go about it?
I believe that a lot of things are changing because we have taken so much of the Western culture where people are very independent and they don't have that very strong external family bond or communal thing. You get up, you are living in the same flat, you don't even greet each other. We have kind of drifted towards that direction, and the result is damning. You would see that there's a lot of family breakups and weaknesses as a result of that. But what I will say is that even though we have drifted, there's still that element there.
Okay.
And as a human being, as somebody with a conscience, you should still understand that you have a responsibility to the society, and that responsibility extends to your brother or your sister.
Okay.
You cannot absolutely relegate that responsibility because of what happens in other places or some negative experiences. So everybody still has a responsibility to take care of. If you are away and your child needs food to eat, I have a responsibility to ensure that that child eats. It's just that a lot of people, the world has become, a lot of people are terrible, and people have taken opportunity of other people's children to molest them, to do all kinds of pardonable things. So people are a bit worried about who comes close to their children. But if you actually show good and excellent conduct and great virtue, people who want their children to be close to you. I have had people walk to me and say, Dr. Ba, I want you to take care of this. I want you to mentor this. And I've had children also walk to me and say, I want you to mentor me. And their parents are okay with it because they have seen and observed that you exhibit good conduct. So nobody will want their child to be close to somebody who doesn't have a very good conduct.
Actually, say, even in the situation where Bentity will be back, but the society is kind of observing.
Yes.
It's just a way now in a year, or better said the banner ben now what it's in a year. So those of us feeling that, well, the society is such that want to me and will be back, they should keep on doing it. Are we encouraging them to keep doing it?
Yes, they should.
Okay.
They should.
Okay. And is parenting important? Say a dog can opa now. Okay, mepe mao, but that's it. The Bible says populate the earth, so I'm helping to populate the earth. Is parenting important? Do we really need to learn all the skills and or say parenting in that manner you are trying to, I mean, draw attention to? Nana, how important is parenting?
So yes, parenting. They a better thing. What I will buy, another will be the bar. Oh yeah, and Senayim beer. And parenting no, on yeah, my first. Ebiana, ebini minimum the donor. obi wo say oteta abofra ba monyima do what attraction woman ediban na anyem daddy mbwampo wodidi na say yaka parent na da yer teta abofra ba no oye entirely different yere bo man na man na ye na yere bo man no nyimpa na obo man nti say nyimpa nyo man ni ma oman no onyo man na say nyimpa so ehu de ono ntina prison wo ho ono ntina prison wo ho nti say yere kodo wo community and society ne so obi sha asiro rubusu ban bi esen eyi won fant na omanum ewo woda bi anya ha tintam na ya wo sombran na mbra no waache anado nyimpa otedama bu suba na ose de nyimpa da senyibun na ya ache nda bia nti oma da ye besia eye benyin na seteta bofra ba oma ntase no ba wodo de suba ne bi wo ho a wo setete nyimpa osande why de sabi wo edua ade emu de edibane bi wo ho a onye edibane nyina na wodua obi wo ho na refifie na ebinim so ho wodua na edibane biara wodua sansa ko ho a emu de yide bia nyimpa ne nsa ko ho na se edibane ranso na ofiri ya we free poem sanyame ye na adom nsu toguno do ewia bohye na se ohyase de odin ro baby ba obi na mana wa atu na mom se nyimpa hyeda na oze ne nsedu ebronyi fra bibi pruni wo sesi hu de ma na nyimpa biara nso so oba ne parent na owodo otum de enna bi wo ma abrabom eja bi wo ma abrabom wotetem nti se me ye bona woteam se me ye ne ye nso a wo mammo se bibi wo ho na se wa aka ekira wotwema adwene gina nti da men dwuma nyina no ebi sada na ho na ode baba parents na ode baba nti say your wofo na sada madzen da men tete ne se nyima na maka na ahya se na ode de dua a sabi wona ha no dua owa na kwa na roko odu baby ochia nti parents no ma support sabo fra na rechia na da nyimpa na rechia ehu da ha eyi mfanyi no rutwe na onye mfanyi ne papa wode tena mani nti wotsan no nti se bisa senti kwama parents no hu hia ye wo institutions bebre wo omani biaram nti se eye parenting edwuma owofu biara obeyen otide se bi obi a wakoye data otide se bi obi oye journalist ebi oye secretary edwuma na esua awofu edwuma no wosua wosua papa
ebi mu nimo se wa wo ba na wi nti obehwe na
onto ye no ono nti na se parent bi o hwa na oye edwuma no ma oye akono ma obi tumiti na bebia na wakade wakachi wetu number for da yakomo ne fie na kodza onya agredi bia o se kona kosua bibi o se na wehu da moro kodo wo wan ono onyi se ne ba ni nya njoye enti owofo bia na adwene da fom no so hu another owofo a ono edwuma na osua ya ebi no moto ho no wakwem na so oto kwem so a woto ba na wosua
na we wosua efin we ye ko classroom na se
ana be na nka se hu wo ba wa ye da abofraba obiara ncha abofraba nyame abofraba ketekete da ho na so rusa osukr na se ma no ne ma ne nufu a oyinde se o chena so musu a obeta so oyinde ma eje nufu nti da ma na wo fo so yesua hene ndwuma nzama nketenkete abofra ne de na edin ehu de eyi modi kwesende samantien ananda menyina nkasa azecho besido na samija na ma ko bodu bebi ne dua no bo so asem
asisi a mentwa wa no sisi a yenti akwala o generation I wom that's what I am seeing from my side no yenti akwala o betia nya kwara nso betia o betia ni o fele se ni bubefu ntime nka akwala ne ya de na enye ne sa wo fo no betia no this is what we are having now and say they can because I'm sure they are listening at home live and all. We need to make them understand say akwala no che say on sene parents no wona wo tene no until say oye bibi ti say nya waka na o chia o say wo money but the right part so say yentia akwala so how do parents in that predicament go about the situation?
It is the reality. no chede oye orokodo na onye challenge so a sabi wo oto hia na ya ma yensa do yesa abrabo na mo onye hen besara nyen nti wonko senza ma bisisa Brony say it's enlarging our territory. It stretches us.
Okay.
There ya often. Oh my you because first in school I be a wo no. Wo ban wa come wa pa. Another community one obi a nkofo bunipa we SHS. And then obi a we yen masters mpo nko baby ara. Enti wo book woman exposure another ma we sua no ma we hu na wo hu ni. Na ye wo fie nyansa na ye wo school nyansa. If you answer no one chain school. Until Onya papa de wa iya wofon. De bia on onentina Onya de say where him there wanted to pa. E retwam for yin the same with them for yin wa cha. Oye na ella e na say twam for yin bi na say was a photographer no zin for yin was say I'm a man na cha. Where him wenyim. Until the man as abofra no so chia e wo de onye dem na mete. A he won fa wo fa hore nye na mom ma awofo osade yesua na yede ka hunye de sisi a parenting lifestyles another parental styles wasisa first na nche etiem da abofrend obada sisi obi sa de ba na azintina
why
why must I do this and today you awofo ma yene ma menum was titi here no mama yam fada mo kwano da mo ye no ye na mama ye na nso osade yesua book mu nyimidi bibiara nsu kwanda yo wofo na ato book on parenting na ekankan TV do program dem ayeriye radio do program na erite no che dem mawara nyim no so ze kakra ka ho o sande e bia awara ti na wo ba na ezintentiem na aban no when would yi kweku na esi won maame onya dem na nso kweku na esi obusuban obuade Nti ewo ye parents no awo dey shase dey modify nzama kakra
okay
first na say tiema mofroma no was America na wa akoda say tiema won koda wotena wo rehwe wenyim nti awo dey wo ton na asesan ma o se dey zika ho na eza aka ho na sanya ndam na se de biara ma sabi wo maame na wo papa no wo ze kye wo do obese no kwana nzama asesan I'm sure this time no mofroma no beji wonsem so wo ji wonsem anya mofroma no wana so yeze na mbere asesan our parents in Bonyis you have to upgrade wo knowledge no you have to say do baby na so hu them in Zamaria waji nsema there is nothing shameful about any another colleague parent and never discuss
okay
it's in come off ata nti meje na Dr. Zibiaka
udi nkomo fata ya mpa nti nkofo ba ho beji akwa na
oh yes but let me say that in parenting you can't give what you don't have.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in our educational system, you may not be able to remember any parts of the subject or course on parenting. Even if it is done, it's just mentioned in passing. So you get people who probably are doing some educational psychology or some aspect of childcare that will have some education on how to take care of children. So people go through many of the various educational courses and probably become doctors, become whatever they have without knowing parenting. And a lot of people assume that you know how to parent, just as people assume that they can just be a husband or a good wife. But these are things that require knowledge. They require certain competencies and skills. So a lot of us actually learn our parenting from what we have seen in our immediate environment. And sometimes you realize that even people who have detected that what they have observed is not good, but still they end up repeating it because they have learned and imbibed it subconsciously. And they say they don't like the way their fathers brought them up, but they apply the same methods of their fathers upon their children. So people have to consciously seek knowledge. And actually, right now, when you go to various websites, there are various parent guidance groups and things like that, that people come together and share knowledge. Because see, no single person is a repository of all knowledge. You will know to an extent, And also, children are not the same. You see, we have 3 boys, and all the 3 are unique and have different ways and responses, different sensitivities. They have different things that you do to affirm them. So when you use one method on one and you think that is the method, you are using another is not working, you may think, oh, this child is not good. But it's not so.
If I'm understanding, you know, just akwalebia one unique personality.
Yes.
A kwanya obefa so dia tete kwekuno enye the same kwanya obefa so dia tete kwame because they are different people.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to learn the nitty-gritties, all this.
Okay.
And one good thing is that if you are consciously parenting, you realize that you yourself, you are learning. You are learning about your child and you are learning about yourself. Sometimes as you handle your child, you're like, I'm not as patient as I thought.
I was.
Yeah, so you then say, okay, then I need to learn to be a bit more patient. Sometimes your child asks you a question and you sit by and say, okay, this is actually revealing that I really need to change something. Because children learn not just by what we tell them, but by what they observe. So if your conduct is different from your verbal output, then the children will see you as somebody they cannot trust. But if what you say and what you do are in tandem, then the children will know that, look, this is how my dad is, this is how my mom
Then
is.
a question about conversation maybe say as we parents, does it have an effect on the parent, him or herself, as in spiritually, physically? Obi wo feel say akwa na me yen papa ono no wa osua na ade awie ana wa ye ne panyin awie nti osua hwe because during my readings I came across say one parent we can say or realizes say in so many years of marriage with these children God bless them with now or more tete or realizes say spiritually and also was kind of changing, so he realized that enya say nkwala nti na me ye no but me ankasa no it's building me up in a way. Into we agree to the statement say as you parent necessary spiritually, physically, all the least, doctor, emotionally, psychologically, socially, all the least necessary.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Memfa kakanka. Ebude se obi war na se manembie kakra baye afekor mfie bie mfie basa na mmofra ma ba war no mu. San kwasra ne bio. Eba mu de besia na asesa. Benyin nso asesa. Dr. Kabibi de if you are consciously parenting. Nso onyaza ye ne biara. Se parenting edwuma no. Entete edwuma no se reya. E hyeda why de obi oridigwa. Obiara ndigwa na adwene nsida me kwa digwa na maboka. Edigwa na wa adwene de menya mfaso. Nti de man na dem otete edwuma na ote edi wa adwene sidi da meteta abofre ma wa ye da me another wa ye dem abofre so opedo ye dache another opedo ye sofo opedo ye teacher eba na ade eba no suba na mutu ma sha ase da meze echa abofre ya ma opedo ye dache we tu ma ye nti o ye conscious work o ye edwuma wara shadara on internet say
I'm happy you said we cause now can name say edwuma
o ni na ye edwuma o parents no ye edwuma sister ye edwuma enti say I'm for why you didn't see them. A bum da bofra no ye how. Enti na mofra bi wo ho sa wa ba waruma. E bia parents cro. Ade no to mishina ma na e ba ye bad luck. It's how na eda bra they are not ready. Psychologically they are not ready. Emotionally they are not ready. Financially all the least they are not ready.
All the least, yes.
And abofra no de suba na edi kakra pe o mo pressure. E bo na wo and mofra man so ma pressure pa until say you are off now aim and stretch another what capacity no or you lower won betcher until na America na sha say there so wo waren kakra na say mbibem na say mofra ma bema so be best we chira obunda anu so ba na asesa ida da aye calm say aye bro ago another say apekasa do mofra ma na
what's the sound
oh mofra ma to sound was the sound either for the better or for the worse depending on your capacity. Then my doctor Kelly depending on your level of knowledge. O send them with there e bia mo mo from e bien another nu eyi onya won nyina na samaka pasere wa wasre nti bi wo ho asamaka pasere che kwesi osro yeah, capacity for a before. And so beyond it, different. Today, your parents, you need a lot of strategies. Now, the most strategies in now, so said you won't feel soon, and they will know about. Need no issue. Yes, yeah, Jim from a binimo. Woo community, na conferences. That's the warrior, parents, seminar beer. For what Shawata now Sukobi, or send the noon na you to Musianzama. Nessa, I am them like a do, minim nana, Miss Betchamona. A bone them from no what to sing with baby. Dr. Kabi there, you can't give what you don't have. My one Nedbama.
On this, we had a very, very excellent pre-marital counseling. But even with that, I can't remember me going in depth into parenting. Yeah, we didn't go deep into how to take care of children. Even though in our culture, everyone is expecting that once you marry, you should have children. Even with our counseling and preparation for marriage, we are not thinking about how the true couple, the couple will bring up the children that they will bring forth in the marriage. So it means that we haven't really thought about parenting as an area that require specific knowledge and understanding and wisdom to handle. You go back to our churches. I mean, how many times do we talk about parenting from the pulpits? Even in the mosques, how many times do they talk about parenting? So they once in a while they say, oh, family service or whatever, and they make speak. But the thing is that parenting is something that happens every day. So if the thing that is supposed to take place every day is not getting the attention it's supposed to get, then we will have a challenge. And no wonder we are having the kind of delinquent children, breakages in marriages that we are supposed to have. I have realized that there are a lot of marriages that probably would have survived had it not been for the children that the two have. Because when children come, there is financial demand.
That's right.
There's demand on time. There is emotional tasking. Because already a lot of families now, both the wife and the husband are involved in work. They are working tirelessly from morning to dark, trying to get money to take care of the home, get a good car, build a house. All these drives are there. And then they come back home, and then their children are also back from school, homework here, bath me here, this crying. So
this is
if you are not really well educated and well trained, and if you actually have not prioritized family life, you will get into trouble. The thing also is that culturally, most of our men have always left that duty to women. The woman should bath the children, the woman should cook, the woman should feed, the woman should wash everything. Then the man should sit, cross the leg, and watch television, read the newspaper. Of course, there are a lot of men who are doing things differently too, who are contributing their quota to make their home. So when you have a partner, I've realized the area of misunderstanding among a lot of marriages is when you have a partner who's insensitive to this demand on the wife.
Oh, you go haywire.
You come back home, the wife is also coming back from work. She's,
you know that thing.
She's tired, and she's the one cooking, she's the one bathing, she's the one helping with homework and all that. You don't help, you are not, meanwhile you are both contributing financially to the home, and then still you go to bed, you are asking for sex and all that. So it kind of overburdens the woman. Sometimes you tell the woman, oh, you just take it like that, but she can't, she'll break down.
She's human.
So the husband would have to lend a hand and then contribute. Yes. Yeah. So it is very important to make time for the home. Yes, money is important, but know the extent to which you go when it comes to money. It is very terrible to get all the money and your child is a wee smoker, armed robber, somebody who you are not proud of, you can't even introduce him to your colleagues, and then your home is in turmoil. You go to work and coming back home, you are like, I mean, you wish you were not going home. So it is important that we all play our part and in kind of dealing with the burden, the tax that is at home in terms of taking care or bringing up our children.
Doc, we dem that say, but also the
Mizibaka. And in paying for some words I ye, now where am I? And to say, and I say, a ratio will be near you. Nessa no way of your wife. A man your wife in the way you know you dress it. Or be no any. Pressure you will be a jay if you know. And to say, you're a can, if ye be bramono. A wolf for a human or 2 1 walk him. Nessa wolf for a human or 2 1 walk him, or your bread. Or send her by default and not a Bessiana or daughter to my family. On ye Bessian cotton or to tab of rubber. A wolf no what a tab of rubber. And see a bis and another one him. The nature one, ye bis and another one in a yin jina up. Ye bis the nature show him. Or send her before beer and not pen or to turn. It wouldn't name there, a jebby. A Janet deny you one abra. Now, before Banshee jetted tin, it would none die you one abra.
That is a 29
Oh, yeah, papa. Oh, yeah, papa. And to say a year being, not say J, above for Banant, it's in could say the two. Bessiano da. Oh, betray baby or abra boom, more from an Obecco. Obecco would know you can't make certain demands on the children.
Any rights?
What you don't have the right, no, you don't seem to have any memory at all with the children. More from an I'm sure then one better on the way you worried are going. When I come about to, never than that, as I'm about. Can I answer you? Yes, when you might as well. Ain't yet did that, and some of them was true. And say at that, it be queen about to Adam or Honumpo. When you the baby shake, the watch will be abba. But the children should be your friend as a father, as a mother. Yes, sends a mum kakra. Says your moral code and say, yes, sends a mum kakana yan fap more from under your 9 young kofo. Not yet to more from an ugugoma. It been a badger more from an or what on one or so. Now one or badger more from a figure and some and you won't you know away papa. Nessa why a papa put dachin. Yana Cassandra more from an old biniman sabrani, no way jacket. And it's now when I say you're woeful. Nessa warble being some man, a bread one as we scatter time of Rana. Obey a young. And say, your net say for na your national phone. O finder kono nkanka yana yen shadara njintum de parents no ye adwuma no o ye adwuma yen njintum na yen ye why do obi a wa fa na o ye data na operation bi e be ye nyimpa no wu wo besako nti yen parenting lifestyle so yen fan to them the same me so sora no patutu tra first thing be twitwi wo se etwitwi wo se bompe bompe wi e ba pra twitwi nchansem san chansem wo ho a wi ansa na egwa na eziban bo we edi na akọ school ye da abofra no sorry ya na pieto no akọjaza akọ eziban edi wonye ne dem nsante ta abofra ba na yi a abofra no hwe kai da da achi obowar na yiri bedi wo ho ye pa da yi owofo na ayi na bi onya akokodrim bi sa asu no da ntuma atete wo ba na yi na obaka obaka no na akomo na ansa na obowar no pon awa ye na awa ye jan so ye mokwa abegibedi so ye si che better fi do ye nche na abegibi nti ye ntete moframa no wonwanya akono ada ma doctor can able to introduce one na chi obe na ye de abofraba no what will be banner oh is that your child of photo oh hebushian mo
oh to me ka me ba
to add to that, okay. You see, it is important men get involved in parenting. But you see, to get involved in parenting, you have to know how to parent. Some men, their definition of parenting is, I provide food for you to eat. That is what they think parenting is. And when they want to get involved, what they know is punishment. So the children get to know the fact their daddies as tigers. So when Mr. Tiger is coming home, then they run. You
have to run for cover.
And really, some men take pride in it, but it's not wise.
Okay.
Yes, I knew
it's not wise.
What can you to pick on?
Yeah, it's not wise. So you because you fail to actually meet the emotional needs of your children.
Okay.
I mean, how many those days you get your father hugging you or even giving you a peck? I don't think those of my age, I mean, maybe the ladies, their daddies will hug you, but even you, the guy, for your father to call you and hug you, most of us didn't get that, of course. But the fact that you didn't get that doesn't mean you shouldn't give that to your children, because there is an emotional bonding with their father that prepares you for life. That gives a certain level of confidence when you are with other people. That if you don't have it, it affects you emotionally. It affects your self-esteem. It affects even your academic performance. Because when you are confident that the home I'm coming from, I'm loved, I'm respected, children are very sensitive. If you denigrate them thinking because they are children, they don't know what you are doing. When they are grown, they will still have that picture in their mind. So some men refuse to take care of their sons and their daughters, and they just gallivant around. Then when the children are now grown and well developed, like my wife just said, then they are coming back to enjoy what they think is the outcome of their parenting. But these children have at the back of their mind pictures of their life with you as a father. When they needed you most, you were not around. You left home at dawn and came when they were asleep. They wake up the following morning, you were nowhere to be found.
They don't even know you.
You were not there for their birthday parties. You know, when you talk, you were not there.
No, I cover up.
Yes. You insulted their mom before them. And a lot of men will be saying, what am I just picking up on men? But it is important because if you look at God's system for the marriage, the man is supposed to be the head. To be the head doesn't mean command people about. To be the head is to bear responsibility for the failure of your home. And if you are supposed, to whom much is given, much is required. So if I come to a home and there's failure in the home, the first place I'll go is the head. They say that the every system, the quality and the excellence of the system is determined by who is the head, who is the leader. So that's why when you have a very weak football team, they sack the coach and bring in a different coach. So if you say you are the head, don't just say you are the head because you want the bigger part of the meal. Okay, you want the thigh of the chicken. No, that's not the case. But you should bear responsibility for the outcome of your home. Yeah, it's very important.
Before I be free and minyanka, in fact, Bruno and I'm gonna say Bruno, we are having a lot of teenage pregnancies. I think some time ago you was said teenage pregnancies, and I think that understanding of the parenting at that young age, no until Indian say or populate earth na mine. Before we leave the studios, no, me pe say ye be kan ho asem kakra na omo mu tie ye wa hom kan FM no omo ehun say enye say be ma ne dada me ana me wo ma no keke, but they are responsible because omo wo nkola ni gu ho omo nko school ntade kra nshom, and they are just walking about. Meanwhile, I'm patch yourself and say oba we are so no dey buy, so we need to make them understand certain things. No more my imagine say one na say you know, probably they may get 1 or 2 points from there. But before I ever call your next a question, say maybe phone lines. Mo share Ocean 1 TV, mo tie wa Homkan 99.5 FM. Wo pese bia wo bisa question bi wo ya wo fo ana afi na wo be ya wo fo ana wo tete obi ba. Certain things are cost or born no so concerning parents. Wo pese wo nya emu nchechemu bia. Wo betumi afre 0552 791206 0552791206 and 0243 137753 0243 137753. Pachobe to me afre yebeje also. So person bisa say parenting, does it have timelines?
Asemi na akobodua yewo embre bia se due nyina wote no nyeye Ebotuma bronyisi, you may try your best. And shan't no good. Another where it's in Adrian, nature. And say, ye were formative years of a child. Them formative years and another formation years. Oh, here, say, read it. Parent guide, you catch your day. About from the chance where you funumunera. No retail one or retail ones. A corner, a general for looking. A corner, none offer door or react to certain things. And say, when you're offer them a honor, no, I shall say they will pick up certain things. Okay. So, about from the bayana, why shall I say, or 19 about for you or now, for 2 woman training now from 6 months. A beer say it's a pampas and bon, another a pampas and bon or uncle toilet.
At 6 months, we won't be also a
or can't it no. Obi was so who the porter. A yana danarampa on Jananan. Nina can't it in. Obi saying na my yakasi okitabo, you get a Libya and also kutu one pan. Nina can't it in. Nasaya can I use it? But I mean, Joanna, not as a menace now a chrome hana. Mambo cruma. Now, we may not make a minimum baby, I go for years, I didn't. But it's part of the entity. Oh, it is part of the socialization. No, ye, papa, or be away, no matter baby a wakoti, anando an entity. E kwajando on janan war, open place, on to me that. You know, quiet no baby, no teaching was a go to baby. No, now, remember parents and my former people was shasa. And yet, a day, more from I will be brave one number no one inch. And yet, there's Sabi will Yamahon Sicada Fotia will be school fees. What's a inch and 1 yen that's right. And one other walk a boarding house, walk about. One more corner or an inch and a bilka come out with boys school nurse or 1 quarter 1 hour for it be a 1 week, 3 days. No, I can't know about. And today I with us. And see, yen more from a beer. If you are waiting for you do. Subano way, necessary zen, papa. And see, about Frano or fee them, especially so you want Casawa bar. The earlier, the better. A bisu one in Diam bantam. Better late than never. Ma baby and you medina baby around. Sometimes, as a parent, you even need to, admit your mistakes, your inadequacies. No, the name of a man reading Comara, no, mamma from an refan and kakra. Na say you often like a do, I mean, Musubananian, I'm a mark, madam, no one and knock my ocean baby. Or be a knock my beno. And to sign you careful. Na say Emma, pride, or the winning. Na say a backado, or I mean, them, the Musubanets, only them, the Musubanets, number for Banusubana done them. And say Bayadem, and time never. It is never too late. No, mum, say you're woeful. Na say what responsibilities and is it to enchant now one casa de bia will comfort in a pia. A bodry baby now before I pedet no Nankasabakacha that I don't know you. Because you were never there for the child. You were there physically. But means of training and other things, the child has no affection for you. Only by knowledge there oh yam mammy another year major. No mum there entity. I dare bet you have for an so bet you. Exactly. Our family reunion, name you. When you never papa, I'll catch him at the end of the membrane. Papa catch him though, mental one some mobbies here, and papa brought mammy. It's an ignoration. And to marry catch our banner, it is not enough. It is enough when you complement it with your action. And so here, papa, there, a Briano reunion, on your dear beer, no, you know what's in or ye. Into a beer banner, or you're part of a beer what's in on ye. Into let us begin now. Say, I be another name in you, and then you may dinner. Yan shall say, or yan and you want to buy. And say, ye into my ya, one and noble to my ye. In there be no hold to me and because, and yan yet tonight, ye ain't your food more catching on the oh. As a summer bay. We take pride in that.
The satisfaction.
Yes, and oh, yes, and the man name you had to do. No, ya, mark mum a penny day. Sanana no ye yan chamepe. O Sundays, I bought from a wood and a man or ya, another papa nor ya. Oh, you name you just and walk obey. And would that walk with if you know. On tomb on your dead Nankas and if you own to me in chair, no ho dem na mo from be wo ho a wo ho ko ni fie ni mpo no they are freer. They are comfortable.
Even I say 2-3 days no ma be omo kwa omo ntumi ntina.
Exactly. Until it is never too late. Baby you me no baby bia. Yen som. Yen sha se the year tin. Se dua na achia.
You say your time it be say make up two way but bibia ye be bia din say the negatives e wo ho kakra. Ya kasa bebre we are trying to find out the fact say it's work. Now, ejuma bia nso na mu challenges. As a parent or in parenting, I should say nyame frɛ ana nyame som ana say eye nhye kra na. Either ways no, there may be challenges. What are some of the challenges as parents? Momo face e bia dia mo beka na bia obi so face the same thing or other challenges yenim say it happens. And then probably another question like have people failed in parenting? Is there something we call failure in parenting? And I'll be adding any thought.
All right. So let me start with the challenges. There are many challenges in parenting. We started by saying that if you are to be a good parent, you must have the skill and the knowledge. But we actually don't have, especially in our setting, our system does not prepare people for parenting. That's a challenge because if people have to have the right knowledge, the skill and competence to do it, but we don't give it particular attention in terms of preparing people for it, it's a challenge. The other challenge is that, you see, a lot of resources are needed in parenting. For instance, even financial resource. Taking care of your children, of course, include making sure that they wear the right attire, you pay their fees and things like that. But a lot of people don't have the financial wherewithal to probably give their children the kind of care and upbringing that they would have. You probably want your child to go to a particular school, but because of financial reasons, the child will have to go to some other school. And the other thing is that sometimes the spouse, the husband and wife agreeing to the kind of training to give to the children. And all this really should be discussed before marriage itself, because especially when the two of you agree that when we marry we will have children, we should agree not just on the number of children and their sex, but we should also agree on how we will bring up our children. Sometimes husband and wife disagree on how the children should be brought forth, and that brings it's a big challenge in parenting. As well.
Okay. Discussion now, then we almost forgot our callers. Hello. Okay, Pasha bet to me as I am fraying. Their numbers need be 0552 791206, 0552 791206, or 0243 137753. Yam ready trying to call a baby my befano. Sorry for neglecting you because discussion now I had a bizarre. To bet to me afraid.
So one other challenge which I would like to mention is that you can do your best and still have a child.
Doc, please, 1 minute. Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Pacho, over to me after. In fact, friend, I thought within the minutes now, me found. Otherwise, you round up.
Hello.
Yeah. So you can have you can do your best and still have a child that didn't follow your principle.
Hello.
Because human beings have their independent will. So sometimes that happens, and that is a big blow to parenthood. Because as a parent, when you give your best and you don't get the kind of results you want, it can be very. It's a huge challenge.
Okay. To answer.
So let me say, yes, the challenge of social media. Or the how you know, our phone. Say yeah for social media, mama for education so kakranka ho. Be a water ban. Wako school, teacher be a kamoye different. Teacher be a contrary viewer. Ne authority seems bigger.
But you mean you can now they are around there for my because the time
and see oh yeah papa that awful these challenges they mean now.
Okay.
And see how best must I position myself? Oh yeah papa. Say you wouldn't you know that my doctor can a bed brain a bed bregu. Be a very transparent, open, lively, friendly, parent that your children will come from school, your children will come from wherever and tell you, Mommy, this is what my teacher said. Daddy, this is what my teacher said. Say, what when you would see the mon commoner, why you want uncle for? No, whom I were Jennifer. No, when you meet the pray, what's about one aquanim. Oh, no, also a year from about to make dinado. Now, shall see that sentence a macacacacra. Say, if two would have nasa whatever, you will see the danger signs way ahead even before they come.
Okay.
Na say catado, na can I fear the one yet the more. About Fabanum, Mefa be a way pay. And now, will be introduced homosexuality. What's Manama Miaka? There, ha, say you, Nessa, what the monk, where you need your betcha. I'm Pedanaz nonsense and one week and so bomb don't come. Be an open parent. Number one phone command number, no what's about most of that sense and nuts.
But you mean, Charno, you're around the apple be a friend, but your hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but your good evening.
Good evening.
But you didn't baby out free.
But I'm median tagging that feature car.
Okay, but you you.
You know, Madame Chelby, when you said you and your co school. And they are more children, so bad, and they are to me or to me the edge. Yes, I am a barber of the doors. I am a machine windows.
If I show you, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, please.
It is a mediocre, yeah, they are woeful. Yen too. There, ebe your woeful or your friend or yen she. Nessa your friend, that's why yen she so. Ye. Or send a beer or friend now, or ye humanity, ye know. Omana kuchiapa. Dachi bohu banasro. Anado yabo fapa ehun dachi baka de be. Could you mensa legu many masi de ya. Ye jumani ye. Na saye ye ya. Nyame ton super guda. Obe free ye so amahe.
Thank you very much, Doc. 1 minute.
Okay,
1
so
second.
this one I'll go the medical way.
Okay.
So medically speaking, parenting starts before you get pregnant.
Okay.
So because you need to condition yourself for the pregnancy. So there are certain drugs you should not take. There are certain drugs you should take that can help the pregnancy. And then how you handle the pregnancy is also still part of parenting. And after you've given birth and all that. So when we are considering parenting, we should take all that into consideration.
Thank you very much, Dr. and Mrs. Bauer. Thank you so much. No common I the own na say ere fi mu bisa ba mo fan chain. You have learned a lot, I'm very sure. Now the video no so be to Facebook into wow idea wo say you can go back and then watch it. Unfortunately, to me I'm fan live on Facebook, mo fan and chain, but it will be there for you to have take a listen to it. But I say I say the She team any Gem Beauty Care, Gem Beats and accessories. It me up to have a skills training. Yatsina hakasa say we need to have a skill. We need to have a skill. Into skills training on Airbaso on the 5th of July. 5th to 9th of July. This year, 5th to 9th of July. And I be training on beats. It's anything concerning beats, no. We'll be to me afre number we 050-369-5656. Ofra, the Awomubia na a new Edison. Want to thank all our partners and thank you GTP for clothing me this evening. Thank you Gem Beauty Care. Thank you Fortune Juices and Willsbeck. Thank you Dr. and Mrs. Bauer for honoring our invitation. Yami Aduma next weekend, so you better at Nasi. Have a good week. Bye bye.